Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you feeling? We want to talk about the latest immigration news. Please get in the system so we can get started, okay? Let's get started. Let's get started, folks. We got it live too. You gotta answer the questions, okay? Yeah, first of all, USCIS stated that they are going to be sending cases in removal proceedings regardless of the pendency of the case. In other words, if a case is pending and they feel like they have to send to removal proceedings without waiting for a decision, accordingly, they are going to send it to removal proceedings. That's pretty sad, to be honest. And I'm like, I just want to put my live session here on. Okay, I wanted to put it in the live session, my live session on Instagram and on TikTok, on everywhere, so that I can get a lot of streaming. Meanwhile, we want to talk about the latest immigration news. If you have a question, please put it in the comment section. Christian Guadrago, how are you? How you feeling? And Takim, Takem, how are you? How you feeling this lovely morning? It's almost 12, but anyway, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Do you have a question? Please put in this comment section so we can get started with those latest immigration news. By the way, one of the breaking news is that ICE is actually hiring. I find it very suspicious, you know what I mean? Like they're hiring and they're actually giving out $50,000 bonus, starting job bonus, type of bonus to start the job. Anyway, so that's the news that is going on right now. I just thought people should know. What else we have here? USCIS is sending cases in removal proceedings. Even if the case is still pending with them. That's weird. What else we see here? Okay. USCIS provides policy alert on refugee and asylee adjustment of status interview criteria. Okay. What are they saying? Maybe I should put it here. Okay. Good morning. How are you? Julieta Alvarez. How are you? Let me share my screen so you will know what exactly I'm talking about. Okay. So we have here, it says USCIS policy alert on refugee and asylee adjustment of status interview criteria. Okay. USCIS determines on a case-by-case basis. Meaning what? Meaning not everybody's going to get interviewed, okay, when it comes to asylee and refugees type of green card, okay? Case-by-case basis, whether an interview of an alien who's a refugee or an asylee applying for adjustment of status is necessary to determine admissibility for lawful permanent resident status. Case-by-case basis. If they find that you're not admissible to the United States, they will interview you, okay? Interview are generally required when an officer is unable to confirm identity or admissibility based solely on the immigration record available. Basically, case by case, they look at the totality of your immigration record and they determine whether or not this person is admissible. If they find like the person might not be admissible, then they call you for the interview to confirm the facts. Okay, and if a waiver is warranted, they will let you know as well. So it's case by case basis. If you have an asylum granted type of green card application pending with USCIS, just know that it's case by case basis. Okay. Let me stop right here and take some questions first. Okay, questions. TPS is canceled for Cameroon. What happened to those that were previously approved? So if the TPS is canceled, I think it's going to expire on August 4th, right? It already expired. Basically, the person has no status anymore. Okay. And then if a person is eligible for other application like asylum or marriage, green card, then they can apply. But other than that, there's nothing going on for those type of benefits anymore. At least at this point, right? So if it's canceled, it's canceled. The person has nothing else. Then the person becomes exposed to removal proceedings. So basically, yeah, that's the unfortunate part of all of it. Let me see what I can look at here. Oh my gosh. Immigration. Yeah, USCIS. I had to check on USCIS, what's going on with USCIS. Okay, so basically the Department of Justice, they want to arrest 3,000 immigrants per day. $3,000 immigrants per day. That's the goal. Are they gonna do it? I don't know, but that's the goal. Will you be placed in removal proceeding automatically? That I don't know for sure. I don't know. But that's what they want to do. So, but you know, the way you will know it is if because they have the address, right, of the people. So basically, if they place a person in removal proceeding, they'll send a notice to appear. So the person still has due process. If they send a notice to appear, then the person will go to court and defend themselves. If they mostly it's like fear of persecution. Most people will just apply for asylum then, or withholding of removal, those type of benefits in court, and hope that it works. So, but as far as automatically, that I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, because the court system itself can't really handle all those people at once, right? We have fewer judges and stuff like that, and the court is back up too, backlog, So I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think so. But that's what they want you to think, Oh, what else I want to see? Oh, by the way, we got expedite request granted. We tried to okay. We asked for expedite request on one case and we got it granted. This policy. Wow, there's a lot of immigration news here on USCIS website. Let me pull the USCIS website and go from there. Thank you. Welcome. Anybody else? If you have a question, just please put it in the comment. I'm just going over the news that we're hearing here and there. but usually I just go with what is written on the USCIS website or on those ALA websites. I just go with what's official, or maybe something in the news, actual those major channels. I don't go with rumors. It has to be something official, then I'll go with it. So, but if you have a question, just please put it in the comment section as we move along, okay? Okay, so this is what's going on with USCIS. It says USCIS updating policy to protect women's sports. I'm not in sports, really. I'm going to just move on. Okay. Colombia national pleads guilty to orchestrating a scam to submit fraudulent asylum application. This is something we need to talk about, okay? It says that the person is 62, a Colombian national residing in Florida. The person was indicted by federal grand jury on November 13, 2024 under the plea agreement, okay? And in pleading guilty, he said that he admitted that he operated business first in Colombia and then in the United States, in which he charged fees to guide Colombian national to U.S. visa and asylum application process. This including telling his client what to say on their application and in their interview to gain permission to travel to and remain in the United States. So basically, he's orchestrating some type of scam and telling people exactly what to say so they can get asylum. So making those frivolous asylum claims. This is something people have to be aware of, because some people will be taking people's applications and filing for asylum. And sometimes when those things go wrong, the person that you file for asylum is the one who's going to go to court and basically file a complaint against you. So yeah, don't do that. Yeah, just don't do it. Because the same person is going to be upset at some point, then they're going to go to court. Betting standard, okay. USCIS continues to put the safety of American first by reestablishing screening and vetting standards. Okay. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is updating U.S. policy to clarify the interview criteria for alien who, this one, we already talked about it, case by case basis. Not everybody is going to be interviewed for asylum granted green card type of application. Case by case basis, okay? Family based. Let's see. It says this. Explaining circumstances in which the department said to accept filed directly abroad, including filed by U.S. Military. Basically, some guidance when it comes to I-130 application, and clarifying when they require interview. Standalone I-130, USCIS will basically get you to, they're going to interview you if you had previously been married, or the petitioner has previously been married. If there is some type of, let me see it here. I had it here. Let me see. Okay. A standalone I-130, okay? They will schedule an interview, okay? If they send you, let's say, a notice of intent to deny, or notice of or request for evidence, and there's insufficient proof, they're gonna send you an interview. They have to interview you. If you've been married before, or your I-130 petition has been revoked or terminated before, denied before, they're gonna interview you. while you are in removal proceeding, you get married, you're going to have an interview. Okay. If there's some type of suspicion of fraud marriage, they're going to interview. Not everybody gets interviewed. That's basically bottom of line. But if they feel like something is being questioned, they're going to interview. Okay. When it comes to I-130, and then they'll issue notice to appear if they find that the person is removable despite a petition pending. Okay. Yeah, that's really what they say. Okay, clarifying that they might issue a notice to appear if the alien beneficiary is otherwise removable, since a family-based immigration petition does not grant immigrant status or relief from removal. So if a person is removable, they'll send a notice to appear regardless of the I-130 application pending. Okay. They clarify when they require interview. Again, what I said before, if you have been denied, or if the I-130 has been revoked before, or something has happened before previous marriage, you are in removal proceeding, just know you're going to be interviewed. Okay, so that's for I-130. Those are we already talked about. Let's move on. Let's see. Hello from Columbia, South Carolina. How are you, Zach Gando? How are you feeling this lovely early afternoon? It's already 11:54 Eastern time here. So we're just talking about the latest immigration news. But meanwhile, if you have a question, just, please put it in the comment section. If you have a question, just please put it in the comment section. I'm just trying to find if we have more news, that's all. Let's see, tracking the Trump administration. This one we already talked about. Okay. Yeah. So those are the latest immigration news. We don't have something. The only thing we know so far is that when it comes to USCIS, the agency that is adjudicating those petitions, nowadays they're really investigating on those applications. If you submit an application, just know that you are subject to some type of investigation. Okay. So bottom line is that when you're submitting a claim, make sure that it's a valid claim, and make sure that you have sufficient evidence. Okay. So that you, even if it gets denied, at least it hasn't been determined that fraud has occurred. Because sometimes when it's denied and then they're talking about fraud, they're talking about frivolous, that's dangerous. You just, even if you get denied, it better just get denied because the person didn't meet the requirement. That's it, right? But if it's denied for other reasons other than that, that's when we have a problem. Failure to disclose, fraud, misrepresentation. What else we have when it comes to denial? Sham marriage, frivolous application claim, all those things. You want to avoid those type of things when you apply with USCIS. And when you remove proceedings, in removal, just get a lawyer. That's it. A good one, of course, who's going to defend you. Because, yeah, you don't want to defend yourself there. You don't want to defend yourself there because you can't. clearly you can. Um, but when you're applying for USCIS, just make sure it's a valid claim. That's it. That's the only thing you need. And USCIS, it's not, what they're saying is that they are not interviewing everybody, case by case basis. Okay. And clearly they cannot interview everybody because otherwise they will have like, yeah, case by case basis. Mostly people in removal. They are in removal, and then I-130 spending. You're gonna get interview people who have been previously married, or maybe the I-130 was revoked, denied previously, withdraw previously. You're gonna get interview if they determine that there's some type of inadmissibility issues involved, especially when it comes to refugee, asylee type of green card application pending. You're gonna get interview, so case by case. And they might also issue notice to appear even if the person has a visa case pending. So long as they find out that the person is deportable, they'll issue notice to appear. In other words, I-130 is pending, then they send you a notice to appear. So those are the things that we just have to keep in mind. And ICE want to be deporting 3,000 people per day. I don't know if they are going to be successful in that, because they say they're hiring a lot of people and offering bonuses for $50,000 type of bonus. So yeah, let's see how it goes. That's it. Do we have questions? Got 16 people in the house. Please like, please share. So we can move along. I want to see if somebody is let's see, I got somebody. Okay, so I'm just trying to find out if we have more immigration news. I don't know if we have more. Sometime, you're trying, but if there isn't, there isn't, right? That's why we just want to take questions, mostly questions. Green card based on marriage is really being investigated. If you get married, just know you place yourself under investigation, especially now. That's why it has to be a valid marriage. That's it. Valid marriage. That's it. Okay. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We don't have more questions. Maybe we should just for the day, be done for the day and come back later, right? If we don't have question, we don't. So if we don't have question, just we don't. We'll come back later with more questions. So if we don't have question, we don't. Nothing I can do about it. So if we don't have questions, we don't. I have a question about jurisdiction. Okay, go ahead so we can hang up now. Yeah, please ask your question. If one has been granted withholding and removal and he's married to a U.S. citizen spouse, I-130 has been granted. So what you're going to have to do is reopen that case. Basically, you're going to file a motion to reopen the case. The only time USCIS has jurisdiction is if you're a arriving alien. Okay. If you're not a arriving alien, so basically, especially if you came with a visa, you are not a arriving alien. So jurisdiction is basically you still have to reopen the case. Basically, the jurisdiction is with the court at that point. Yeah, the jurisdiction for that case is with the court. So until you reopen the case, terminate removal proceedings, that's when you're gonna go back to USCIS to adjudicate the I-485. The only time USCIS will have jurisdiction under those circumstances is if you are what they call a arriving alien. So a arriving alien technically is someone who come by way of border, by way of land, and present themselves at the port of entry. But if you come with a visa, you're just not a arriving alien. That's it, period. So you're gonna have to, yeah, you're not. If you're coming with a visa, you are not a arriving alien. So you're gonna have to reopen the case, file a motion to reopen the case, and terminate removal proceedings. Nowadays, it's really hard, right? The joint motion, nowadays, forget that. Nobody's joining nobody. So, but that's what you're supposed to do. Some people, they try directly with the court. I heard someone in Texas did it. It works. I mean, the judge was sympathetic, like they have sympathy, and they reopened their case in Texas. That's what I heard from one person that I personally know. Yeah, but in this area right now, nobody's reopening any cases, especially the case that's been like closed long time ago. Yeah, yeah. We did that a lot under Biden with that. memo, that prosecutorial discretion type of memo. We did that under Biden. A lot of people got the chance to reopen their cases. People with 20 years old removal proceedings, like back in 2000, the case got reopened, terminated. We got lucky. But some people, the one that didn't get that chance, in especially the one that I filed, those were people who have been ordered, granted volunteer departure. All of the cases that I tried with volunteer departure, it was like denied. The John motion was denied. Even the person who didn't show up at court was granted John motion, but the person who was granted volunteer departure, it was denied. They didn't. They were really just unlucky, But we had a chance under that Biden prosecutorial discretion to reopen a lot of cases. That's why a lot of people got their green card. We hope Trump will come up with something like that, right? Especially if this Dignity Act passes, that's when they might propose something like that. We're just hoping if that thing comes up, that's when you have to just push for it, try your luck with those Trump motion. Because right now, if you file it, it's just like a waste of money. Everybody that's asking me, can I file it with you? No, I'm not, because I'm pretty much like, no, I don't want to waste your money, especially when we already know this current ICE is not doing anything. So I don't, yeah, forget that. At least let's see until next year, or maybe if the Dignity Act passes, then maybe, So, but anyway, anybody else? This is it for today, right? Let's just call it a day. 30 minutes is enough too, to keep talking. Let's call it a day for today and come back when we have more news. Okay. In conclusion, the main news is that interviews are being scheduled case by case basis. Those green cards type of interviews, case by case basis. Okay. But mostly, at least 70% of people will be interviewed. 30% will not be interviewed, just case by case basis. And USCIS might send a notice to appear in court if they feel like the person is removable. Okay. So those are the main news. And ICE trying to deport 3,000 people per day. That's the goal. Especially now they have more funding and they're going to hire a lot of people. So this is just something to keep in mind. We don't bring rumors here. We just go with facts and what is actually written. So, but if you have a question regarding immigration or you need a consultation, again, you know where to find me. All my links are in my bio. When we get more news, we'll come back, okay? Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you.